Welcome to the Citizen News, and we are out with Ox Nché today, and we are discussing holistic self-care and grooming. Stay tuned for more. What does it mean to represent the Springboks, especially with the success that they've had?
For me, it means inspiring the next generations to just pursue their dreams, be the best versions of themselves they can be, and it doesn't have to be in sports, and that's the beauty of it. It has to be like it can be literally in any career field they pursue. You think of as South Africans, third world people competing against first world people, so it's just us encouraging next generations to what you can actually be whatever you want to be and compete against the best in the world.
And then men don't really like grooming. So, what about you attracted you to this whole experience with Dove and just Dove as a brand?
I think for me, I don't think men don't like grooming. They just probably like lazy or just don't know how to go about it. And I think that's the one thing that Dove or me like Dove, because holistic care is not just working out, eating, like caring for yourself as a man. We focus too much on the physical. It's like actually having time to yourself as well, like spending time with yourself, like trying to look better, trying to feel better. And for me, I think that's like the only reason that men probably like don't do it as often is because they probably don't know where to start, how to start, or which products to even like work on. So I think every man probably does like to groom themselves.
Okay, so it's mental health awareness stuff, and how do you take care of yourself, especially with men in this country? Mental health is not a thing. So, how do you take care of yourself personally in terms of the mental health space? And also, there's also the topic of, sorry, I'm asking you trend one,
Yeah.
but there's also the topic that mental health is not a black thing. What do you think of this?
I think to answer your first question, I go to therapy if I have something that's really bothering me or something that I can't figure out. I go to therapy and deal with it here, some professional advice, and obviously speak to my friends and see, if I came to a solution by myself and hear what they would have done or their solutions may be. And if I don't think it's mine is not more conducive, then there's definitely I'll obviously improvise and see what they have to say. And saying like mental health is not for black people is like saying that you're not human, I guess, because you're neglecting one part of yourself. Do you not have intelligence? Do you not have emotions? You understand? So for me, it's like the easiest thing to do when you have mental problems is to ignore it and act like everything is normal, which is, I think, later on in your life, whether you grow in your career and you have kids or whatever, it will prohibit you from actually being the best you can be, and even like probably like not even like progress you to the next stage in your life that you want to go to.
How important is, in what you do, you get knocked, but also you don't win a game if you're not mentally like ready. How important is like the preparation just up to a game, like going up to a game for you?
For me, it's important. Like that's the most part. Like you can mentally, like, you can physically prepare, and that is okay. That's the easiest part. But actually, especially like into the big games, the easiest part is preparing physically. But the hardest part is like the mental part for me, and that is, you understand. You have to, before you even play your opponents, you should have already played the game a few times in your head from what the videos or clips or review that you've done about them. You should have a measure of like how strong you think they are, and how much of a challenge do you think they're actually gonna be to you. And I think that's the simplest way I do it for me, and that's the way that works for me. And I know some other people would rather like read up there. I know there are guys that like will literally, if they're playing against you and they see you not just like they'll literally go onto Google, search you, see where you come from, like what type of upbringing they might have think you have, and then they'll like from that they'll just create this opponent before they even play against you. So yeah, there's a lot of physical preparation, but I think that is the most important. That is the most important out of all preparations, and probably one of the hardest as well.
And what product This is a random question. What product do you think men should be using the most?
I definitely think face cream.
Face cream,
Face cream, funny.
not deodorant.
I mean, men like, well, it's probably because of my experience. Like I stay in South Africa, so most men definitely use deodorant as far as I know. So, from my experience, but some guys like because their skin, they just don't take care of their like facial skin well enough. For me, that's just my opinion. But yeah, deodorant, 80%, especially, it's probably like the top days up there.
What role does self-care play in your personal performance and in your on-field performance? Or doesn't it matter on the field how you guys smell? Is it just like, you know what, we're doing the sweat thing, or is it really unimportant, or does it matter?
For me personally, it definitely does matter. I mean, I have to feel good. I have to be comfortable in my own skin, and that's what matters for me. And I know there's guys that feel like on the day of the game they don't shower, and they only shower after the game.
Is it like a ritual?
Yeah, it's like a ritual. So
Disgusting.
yeah, hey, it works for some people. It's probably like the game day ritual. So and then for me, I feel like I have to like be properly moisturized. I have to be ready. I have to like my underarms like smell okay. I don't want any distractions. I just want to be able to be focusing on the game.
My final question is, you've basically gained legendary status. You're recognized by everyone. How has that changed? Like, I'm sure within the past, you guys have been winning though, but now it's big. How has it changed your life? Like, how is your dynamic, your life moving around?
I feel like for me, I appreciate South Africans because even doesn't matter where you walk, they show you love and they approach you because they care about you. And it's something that I just can't get enough of. It's always just surprising for me every time I experience it that you actually inspire so many people care about you. And that's just the way it is for me. It's like naturally like a trip that normally took me 10 minutes to just go to the mall and back now takes me like 40 minutes just because of like people wanting to talk and all of that. But that's pretty much about it. I just spend more time in places than I should.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, one more question. So last week, or maybe a month ago, you were teaching people how to say your name.
Yeah.
Have people started using your real name, or are you still being called Ox, or it doesn't really matter?
People have actually started using my full name.
So they're trying.
Yeah, they try.
Well, they shouldn't be trying. We're in South Africa, but yeah.
They definitely know how to say it. They fully saying it. It's impressive.
Wow. That's good. So the campaign is working. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to the Citizen channel. And if you want to see more news like this, please subscribe to citizen.co.za. Click that button.